Hello, kids. Today I am going to tell you a story about the donkey and the bag of salt. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled by a river, there lived a hard-working donkey. Every day, the donkey helped his master carry heavy loads from the village to the market. The loads varied, sometimes firewood, sometimes bags of grain. But one day, the donkey was given a very special task: to carry a large sack of salt. The sack was heavy, but the donkey was strong and used to carrying burdens. He set off down the dusty road, the weight of the salt pressing on his back. After a while, the road led him to a shallow river that ran through the valley. The water was cool and sparkling, and the donkey thought it might be a good chance to take a rest. As he waded into the river, the weight of the sack seemed to grow lighter. The salt, which was dry and heavy when dry, began to dissolve in the water. The donkey, feeling a sense of relief, smiled and waded deeper into the cool water. When he reached the other side, he realized that the sack had become much lighter. The salt had dissolved, and there was barely any weight left to carry. The donkey was pleased with himself, thinking he had found a clever way to lighten his load. The next day, the farmer gave the donkey another bag of salt to carry, and the donkey immediately thought of the river. This time, however, he walked straight to the river and waded in without hesitation. As he stood in the water, he felt the sack grow lighter once again. He was delighted and smug, thinking that he had outsmarted his master's burden. The farmer, who had been watching from the shore, saw what had happened. He shook his head with a knowing smile. The next day, he gave the donkey a sack of cotton. Once again, the donkey went into the water, but this time, instead of the sack becoming lighter, it became heavier. "You thought you could trick the sack into becoming lighter," the farmer said, "but the cotton becomes heavier on soaking in water." The donkey hung his head low, realizing his mistake. He had thought only of lightening his load without considering the purpose of the load he was carrying. From that day on, the donkey carried every load with care. He no longer sought shortcuts, but instead, he learned to carry his load with patience and respect. And so, the donkey became more wiser and smarter from that day on. So kids, that's all for today. If you like our story, please press the bell icon. See you next time with another story.